Have you ever considered the sheer power of your words? In the world of parenting, they're not just sounds or letters strung together. They're the building blocks of your child's future. It's a startling reality that the phrases we utter daily can shape the self-esteem, confidence, and emotional resilience of our little ones. Surprisingly, a study by the University of Pennsylvania found that the type of language parents use with their children has a profound impact on their development, influencing everything from academic achievement to social skills. But here's something even more shocking. Many of us use phrases that, while seemingly harmless, can have lasting negative effects on our children. These are not just words, they're messages that can either uplift or weigh down, encourage or discourage, empower or limit. The responsibility is immense, but so is the opportunity for positive impact. In this video, we'll explore the 10 things parents shouldn't say to their child, delving into why these phrases can be harmful and, most importantly, how we can shift our language to foster a nurturing environment. From the pitfalls of comparisons to the dismissiveness of, "because I said so," we'll uncover the subtle ways our language shapes our children's world. But it's not all cautionary tales. This journey is also about discovery and growth. You'll learn how to replace these potentially damaging phrases with positive communication strategies that build self-esteem, encourage empathy, and strengthen the parent-child bond. Join us as we explore the profound impact of our words and learn how to harness their power to create a more supportive, understanding, and loving environment for our children. Because in the end, the right words can make all the difference. Chapter 1. Introduction to Communication. Understanding the impact of words. When it comes to parenting, every word matters. Communication isn't just about the transfer of information, it's about building relationships, shaping perceptions, and nurturing growth. Think about it. The words we choose can either uplift or discourage, enlighten or confuse, empower or belittle. It's fascinating to consider that, according to various studies, children hear millions of words by the time they're entering school. This massive influx of language shapes their understanding of the world, themselves, and their relationships. It underscores the monumental influence parents have through their choice of words. Moreover, the tone of voice we use conveys just as much, if not more, than the actual words. Psychological research has consistently shown that children are incredibly perceptive to tone, often more than adults realize. They can detect nuances of emotion, intention, and sincerity. This sensitivity makes the context in which something is said as impactful as the content itself. But it's not just about avoiding the negative. Positive communication strategies are key. For instance, framing feedback in a constructive rather than critical manner can encourage learning and growth. It's about guiding rather than dictating, understanding instead of dismissing. This chapter isn't just a cautionary tale, it's a roadmap to fostering a nurturing and supportive communication environment. Chapter 2. You're so lazy. The negative effects of labeling. Labeling a child as lazy, clumsy, or any other negative trait can have lasting impacts on their self-esteem and motivation. When parents use these labels, they're not just describing a behavior, they're assigning an identity. This can lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the child begins to see themselves through the lens of these labels, potentially limiting their belief in their abilities to change or grow. Interestingly, a study published in the Journal of Child Psychology and Psychiatry found that children who are frequently labeled in negative ways tend to exhibit more problem behaviors over time. The reason? Labels can become internalized, shaping a child's self-concept and behavior in alignment with them. The alternative? Focus on the behavior, not the person. Instead of, "You're so lazy," try, "I've noticed you've been having a hard time getting started on your homework. What's up?" This approach opens a dialogue, inviting the child to reflect on their behavior and the factors contributing to it, rather than feeling attacked. It's also about providing specific, actionable feedback. Rather than broad labels, identify particular behaviors and offer concrete suggestions for improvement. This not only helps children understand what they can do differently but also reinforces the belief that change is possible and within their control. By avoiding negative labels and focusing on constructive feedback, parents can help their children develop a growth mindset. This perspective encourages seeing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles defined by inherent traits. It's a powerful shift that can impact every area of a child's life, from academic performance to personal relationships. Chapter 3. Why can't you be more like your sibling? Avoiding comparisons. Comparing your child to their siblings or peers can be incredibly damaging to their sense of self. When we say things like, "Why can't you be more like your brother?" we're not just expressing disappointment in a behavior, we're suggesting that one child is inherently more valuable or admirable than another. This can breed resentment, jealousy, and a sense of inadequacy. Children are unique, with their own strengths, weaknesses, interests, and learning styles. Celebrating these differences, rather than comparing them, encourages each child to pursue their own path to success. A study in Child Development highlighted that children who felt unfairly compared to their siblings exhibited higher levels of anxiety and lower self-esteem. Instead of comparisons, focus on individual achievements and challenges. For example, "I've noticed you're really good at coming up with creative solutions. How can we use that skill to tackle this problem?" This approach validates the child's individuality and encourages them to use their strengths constructively. Encouraging children to support each other's successes rather than compete against them fosters a healthier family dynamic. When children see their family as a team, where everyone's unique contributions are valued, they're more likely to feel secure and supported. It's about creating an environment where differences are celebrated, not used as benchmarks for worth. Chapter 4. I do everything for you. Teaching gratitude versus inducing guilt. Expressing frustration by saying, "I do everything for you," may seem like a way to teach children gratitude, but it often backfires, instilling guilt instead. This statement can make children feel like a burden, leading to feelings of guilt and indebtedness rather than genuine appreciation. Teaching gratitude is incredibly important. Research shows that grateful children are happier, more optimistic, and have better social support. However, gratitude should come from recognizing and appreciating what others do for us, not from a place of guilt. A more effective approach is to model gratitude and explicitly teach its value. For instance, sharing moments of gratitude at dinner, where each family member states something they're thankful for, can cultivate an atmosphere of appreciation. Additionally, involving children in acts of kindness, like writing thank you notes, teaches them to acknowledge and appreciate others' efforts. Another strategy is to involve children in daily tasks, making them active participants in family life. This not only teaches responsibility but also gives them first-hand experience of the effort involved in these tasks, fostering a natural sense of gratitude and teamwork. Remember, the goal is to teach children to see and appreciate the love and effort behind actions, transforming gratitude from an obligation into a heartfelt acknowledgement. This perspective shift from guilt to gratitude can significantly impact a child's ability to appreciate the kindness of others and express thanks meaningfully. Chapter 5. You always, or, you never. The problem with absolutes. Using absolutes like, always, or, never in conversations with children can distort their perception of reality and create unnecessary conflict. Statements like, "You never listen to me," or, "You always leave your room a mess," might seem like effective ways to express frustration, but they often do more harm than good. These exaggerations can make children feel unfairly criticized and misunderstood, potentially shutting down further communication. Absolutes ignore the nuances of behavior and don't leave room for improvement or change. They can also contribute to a negative self-image, where a child might start to believe these overgeneralizations about themselves. Instead, focusing on specific instances and behaviors allows for constructive feedback. For instance, saying, "I noticed you left your room messy today. What happened?" opens up a dialogue and encourages the child to think about their actions and consequences. Highlighting positives as much as negatives and acknowledging efforts to change are crucial strategies. Recognizing improvement, no matter how small, can motivate children to keep trying. It reinforces the idea that their efforts are noticed and appreciated, which is incredibly empowering. Chapter 6. Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. Handling emotions. Telling a child to stop crying or threatening them if they don't can be deeply harmful. It teaches children to suppress their emotions, suggesting that feeling sad, scared, or frustrated is unacceptable. This not only invalidates their feelings but can also lead to difficulties in emotional regulation and expression later in life. Emotional intelligence is a critical skill, and learning to navigate one's emotions is a vital part of development. A supportive approach involves acknowledging the child's feelings, providing comfort, and helping them understand and articulate their emotions. For example, saying, "I see you're upset. Do you want to talk about what's making you feel this way?" acknowledges the emotion and offers support. Studies have shown that children who are taught to identify and manage their emotions from a young age have better social skills, perform better academically, and have lower levels of anxiety and depression. Encouraging children to express their emotions and validating those emotions as normal and understandable is key to developing their emotional intelligence. Chapter 7. Because I Said So. Encouraging curiosity and understanding. Relying on, "because I said so," as a response to a child's question shuts down their natural curiosity and can be incredibly frustrating for them. This phrase might seem like a convenient shortcut, but it misses out on crucial teaching moments. Children are naturally curious and seek to understand the world around them. By dismissing their questions, we inadvertently signal that their desire for knowledge is unwelcome. Instead, engaging with their questions, even if the answers are complex, fosters a love for learning and critical thinking. For example, if a child asks why they need to eat vegetables, explaining the benefits in terms they can understand shows respect for their inquiry and teaches them about health. If you're unsure of an answer, it's a fantastic opportunity to explore the topic together, showing that learning is a lifelong process. This approach not only satisfies their curiosity but also strengthens the parent-child bond. It communicates that their thoughts and questions are valued. Moreover, it teaches them how to think, not just what to think. Encouraging children to ask questions and seek answers cultivates their problem-solving skills and independence. Chapter 8. You're okay. Acknowledging feelings. Telling a child they're okay in response to distress minimizes their feelings and may discourage them from expressing their emotions in the future. While the intention is often to reassure, it can convey that their feelings are not valid or important. Acknowledgement and validation are key in these moments. A more supportive response involves acknowledging their feelings and offering comfort. Saying, "I see that hurt. It's okay to feel upset when we get hurt," validates their experience and helps them process their emotions. This validation is crucial for emotional development and helps build resilience. It teaches children that it's normal to have a range of emotions and that they're capable of recovering from setbacks. Research indicates that children whose emotional expressions are validated by their parents develop stronger emotional intelligence. They are more adept at recognizing and managing their emotions and more likely to develop empathy for others. This emotional awareness can lead to healthier relationships and better overall mental health. Acknowledging feelings doesn't mean overindulging them. It means recognizing them as real and teaching children how to cope in healthy ways. It's about striking a balance between validating emotions and guiding children towards resilience and understanding. Chapter 9. You're being so selfish. Fostering empathy. Labeling a child as selfish, when they struggle to share or consider others' feelings, can harm their self-image and hinder the development of empathy. Empathy is not innate, it's learned through guidance, understanding, and practice. Instead of casting blame, guiding children to understand how their actions affect others can be a more effective approach. For instance, in situations where sharing is a challenge, explaining the joy of sharing and seeing others happy can be enlightening. When you share your toys, it makes your friend happy, and playing together is more fun, isn't it? This question not only encourages them to think about the impact of their actions but also associates positive emotions with empathetic behavior. Role modeling empathy is also crucial. Children learn a great deal from observing the adults around them. When parents demonstrate empathy in their daily interactions, children absorb these behaviors and understand them as the norm. Discussing feelings openly, showing concern for others, and helping those in need are all powerful lessons in empathy. Moreover, encouraging perspective-taking can significantly enhance empathetic understanding. Asking children to consider how they would feel in someone else's situation helps them connect their emotions with those of others, fostering a deeper understanding of empathy.